Hello everyone, welcome to the third outline of this course which is OOP with R. So this video is part 1. Now let's see the agenda of this outline. We will be covering some topics such as operators and logics, control statements, loops, and functions. So this video is about operators and logics. Let's see what are the goals for today's videos. We will be covering the following points about operators and logic, such as what are booleans or logics, what is an operator, what are the types of operators. So let's get started. To get a boolean value in programming, you frequently need to evaluate an expression and perform a comparison. These logical values, often known as booleans, only have two possible values, which are true or false, and are usually used with operators. Now, we will also learn about booleans and logics by doing the implementation in our study, but first, let's see what are operators. So, an operator is a symbol that instructs the compiler to carry out particular logical or mathematical operations. Operations on variables and values are carried out using operators. Now, you might be wondering about the types of operators, so let's see them. The built-in operators in the R language include the following categories. First one is arithmetic operators. Next one is assignment operators, then comparison operators, and then we have logical operators. So first of all, we will see arithmetic operators, which are common mathematical procedures that are carried out using arithmetic operators and numeric values. These arithmetic operators that the R language supports are listed below. First one is addition, that is used for the purpose of addition. Next we have subtraction operator, and then we have a multiplication operator. Now let's do some implementation. Let's say you have two variables, var1 that contains a vector of values 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then you have a second variable, var2, that also contains a vector of values 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now you want to do a comparison of both of these operators to learn about booleans. So let's say var1 is smaller than var2. Now let's run it. Alright, so you can see that all of the values that you have got here are true because you know that 1 is smaller than 5, 2 is smaller than 6, 3 is smaller than 7, 4 is smaller than 8. So all of these values have resulted in a true Boolean value. Now let's move forward. Let's say you have a variable ABC that has some value, let's say 5, and then you have a variable xyz that has a value of 10. Now, if you say that xyz is smaller than abc, so that should be false because we know that 10 is greater than 5. So this is how the booleans work. If your condition is true, then the result is going to be a true boolean. But if your condition is false, then the result is going to be a false boolean. Now let's do some implementation about arithmetic operators. So let's say we want to add our two variables, var1 and var2. So let's do it. I will show the result in result 1, and I say that var1 plus var2, and then I will print the result 1. Let's run it. So you can see here that 5 plus 1 is 6, and so on. It has added all the values element wise. Now I will say result 2 var1 minus var2, and then I will print out the result, print result 2, right? So it's minus square, and so on. Similarly, you can perform the multiplication such as var1 multiplied by var2, and then you can see the result. Let's move back to slides. Next, we have division operator that is used for the purpose of division. Next, we have modulus operator that is used for the purpose of getting the value of remainder. Next, we have modulus operator that is used for the purpose of getting the quotient. In the last, we have exponent operator that is used to raise the power of exponent. Let's do some implementation. All right, let's say I want to divide by var1 and var2. So this is the result. And you can use the modulus operator by saying var2 by using the operator. You say divided by var1 and give me the values of remainder. And similarly, if you want to get the values of quotient, you put a slash in modulus operator, and then you write var1, and see, you have got the values of quotient. Now let's say I had a variable var1, and now I want to raise its power by 2. So I say var1, raise it to the power of 2, and then you can see that 1 raised to power is 1, 2 raised to power 2 is 4, and so on. Alright, next we have assignment operators. Assigning values to variables or vectors is done using these operations. Following are the different assignment operators. First one is left assignment. These operators are equivalent and are used for left assignment. Now let's see it. Alright, let's say I create another vector such as var3. One, two, and I create another vector by using this assignment operator, and I create one more vector by using the equal operator, and I say print, and I print var3, and then I print var4, and then I print var5. All right, so all of these are going to give me the same values, 1 2 1 2 and 1 2, because these are the three methods of left assignment. Now let's move forward. Next we have right assignment. So these operators are equivalent and are used for right assignment. Let's see how we can use them. Now, I have, let's say, a variable var6, but this time I'm going to be saying my vector should be on the left side and the variable in which I want to store the value should be on the right side. All right, so this is how I'm going to assign the values to var6. Let's say 1 2, and I have another vector that also contains values 1 2, and I store it in var7, and this time I'm going to be printing var6, and var7. Let's run it. So you have seen that both of them are working for right assignments. Next, we have comparison operators. A value is compared with its corresponding value when using comparison or relational operators. The result of comparison is a Boolean value that is either true or false. You have already seen this implementation in the start of this video, but we will do it once again. First, we have greater than operator that is used to ensure if the first element or item is greater than the second one or not. Then we have smaller than operator. It is also used for the same purpose, but it compares the value in smaller than terms. Next, we have equal operator that is used to ensure if the first and the second elements are equal or not. Let's see it. I had my variables ABC and XYZ. So let's see it. So ABC has the value of 5 and XYZ has the value of 10. Now let's say I do a comparison. I say that ABC is smaller than XYZ, so it should be true. Next we say ABC is greater than XYZ, so it should be false. All right. Next we say ABC equal XYZ, because you know that 5 and 10 are not equal, so it should also be a false. Next we have greater than or equal operator. So this operator is used to ensure if the first item is greater than or equal to the second one or not. Less than or equal to is used to ensure if the first item is less than or equal to the second one or not. Next, we have not equal operator. This operator is used to ensure if both the first and the second elements are not equivalent to each other. Let's implement. All right. Let's say I have another variable, lmn, and this variable contains the value of 5. All right. Now this time we will do the comparison between ABC and LMN. So if I say ABC is smaller than or equals to LMN. So this should be true as 5 is at least equal to LMN. Similarly, I can say ABC is greater than or equal to LMN, and it should be true. Now you know one more thing. If I say ABC not equals to XYZ, so we know that this condition is false. 5 is not equals to 10, but not operator is going to reverse the Boolean value. So it should be true. As you can see here, that is true. Let's move forward. Next, we have logical operators. So combining conditional statements and element comparisons with logical operators produces a logical value. It only applies to vectors that are logical, numerical, or complex in nature. All integers greater than 1 are regarded as having logical values true. First, we have AND operator. The AND operator is used to combine two or more elements and give a true or false value if both elements have the same condition. Similarly, the OR operator is used to combine two or more elements and give a true value if even one of the elements is true, else it gives false. In the last, we have the NOT operator that returns true if the condition between elements is a false and true if the condition is false. Now let's do it. I had my variables var1 and var2. All right. Now let's say I do a comparison, but this time I say var1 and var2. Now you can see here that all of the values are true because they are greater than 1. Let's say I do another comparison. Let's say I have a new variable, this time var8, that contains the value 1, 0, 4, and 0. And I say var1 and var2, var8. Now you can see here that it's true, false, because we have a 0 on the second and the fourth index. But now let's say this time I use the OR operator here. So this is technically gonna give me a true value for all of them because it gets true even if at least one value is true. See? But now let's say I have a new variable, new var, that contains a value such as true, but when I say not new var1, so technically it's gonna convert the value into false because not operators change the logical value. Now, this is the end of today's video. You have learned about what are booleans and how we can deal with them. And also, you have learned a lot of different types of operators by doing the implementation. Now, see you next time.